Great. All right. So what we're going to do today is what I want to do is review our website for you so that you know where all of your products and services are as a TravelSavers member, what your exclusive promotions are that are available to you. And we also have flexible group space to our cruise lines that it's available to you as well. So we're going to go through step by step on the extranet, which is our website. For our agents, and then we'll take a brief look at our booking engines as well. We'll look at booking a cruise and adding a hotel to that so you can get a feel for what the booking engine looks like as well. So starting from the top, up in the very top right hand corner, you will always find my information there. I am your #1 resource, so please reach out to me. If you have any questions or concerns about things that you're seeing on the website, we need to know about them. If you can shoot me a screenshot, that's typically the best, because then I can tell whether it's something that I need to call and walk you through, or whether it's something that needs to go to IT to be fixed. So as we're looking down the screen here, you've got your main menu bar. We've got our rolling banner, which will give you information on what's going on. Right now we have our Viking digital campaign going on for our agents. We have our Journeys pieces that will be going out. And then other information that's on here as well. This is the area that you can go into if you're going to be joining us for our travel market or our Affluent Traveler Symposium in September. Love to have as many of you join us as you can. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to really delve into TravelSavers, network with other agents, lots of great educational opportunities, as well as we will be celebrating our 50th anniversary. So it's going to be a huge gala event at the end of that as well. And then we have our travel alerts with everything that's been going on in the industry with the coronavirus. All the updates from our preferred suppliers have been loaded in here, as well as we are sending out pieces as they're coming in from our preferred suppliers. We're forwarding those emails to you as well. As you're scrolling down, you'll see our partners of the month. These are our preferred suppliers that we do have special promos with on a monthly basis. They're rotated out every 30 days. So you can just click on each one of these banners and that will pull up the promotion for you and give you the details. Then we have our exclusive offers. Within our exclusive offers, this is the area that you can go to find out, as a TravelSavers member, what offers and promotions are available to you exclusively, again, as a TravelSavers member, and not to the agency next door. So that gives you a little bit of a leg up to your competition. You can select by travel type. You can select by supplier. And then just click the search button. And it's making me log back in.
So we actually do a river cruise instead of an ocean?
Right. I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
So we do like a river cruise or a Viking cruise instead of an ocean?
Sure.
That's perfect, yep.
Oops. I click it. There we go. It looks like it's popping you into the search screen again, but in actuality, if you scroll down, you'll see all the offers that are listed there for Viking that we have. Okay. And then by clicking terms and conditions, and click here for more information, you'll get the full details. All right, so back on the home page, we also, not only do we have our exclusive offers, but as a TravelSavers member, you have access to what's called our Affluent Traveler Collection Program. That is for our agencies that do quite a bit of luxury travel, and so we have suppliers that that the market is for luxury travel that you have amenity program to be able to book into. These exclusive amenities are all listed here. So again, you can select the name. And this is where you're going to find out what the amenities are for each of our suppliers. So if we went to the Concord, New York, when you're clicking here, it will pull up the search again, but scroll down a bit and you'll see what the exclusive amenity is. If you want to see more information, you're going to click on the More bar, and that's going to take you down. Again, it tells you what the amenity is. Most important area on this is the booking instructions here. With many of our affluent traveler preferred suppliers, there are specific ways that you need to book that reservation in order to qualify for the amenity. In this case, it's using the GDS, or if we have agencies that don't have GDSs, they can be booked through our hotel booking engine. Once you've made that booking and you want to add that amenity, you would just click the Track It button. And that pulls up a form for you to be able to fill out. Once you've filled that form out, it will go directly to our Affluent Traveler desk, and that amenity will be added to the hotel for you. All right. So we're going to go back to the home screen. And we're going to take a look at our dates to remember. This area is our calendar, which gives you a full view of what the webinars that our preferred suppliers are offering in a month. From this calendar, you can go ahead and register. If we have any webinars that are going on that month, you can register right here for those webinars. It's also a full marketing calendar, so when we get into the marketing aspect of things, you'll know when the marketing pieces are going out. And your agency also gets a copy of them before they go out as well. Okay, from here I'd like to go into our marketing programs. We've got a couple different options here that I wanted to cover with you as agents. Number one, looking at this is our consumer flyers and emails. These are available to you to be able to use right now. Waiting for those to pull up. So these are put together by our preferred suppliers. We have affluent options for you to use as well as just through our TravelSavers preferred suppliers. So if you were to click on the flyer that you're most interested in, you can see this area here is blank, so we want to brand that to your agency. So we would choose that flyer. It automatically populates your agency's information. The address fields are free flow, so instead of having the address in there, if you chose to do book now, you could do that, or you can personalize it in any way that you want if you're just going to send out one or two to a client, or you can send them out and to mass emails or print them if you're doing any kind of a event night. And you would just hit next. You can add your logo if you wanted to. When you hit preview, it'll open up a PDF so you can see what it's going to look like. And then you can see where we branded it down here in the corner. Okay, then you would go to next and fill in your email address. You can only do one email address at a time, so I suggest that you send it to yourself. And then if you're going to send it out to a group of people, you would just BCC that group and forward it on. You can also save the flyer after you've branded it, so you don't have to go in and rebrand it if you want to use it at a later date. Also under our marketing programs, we've got our DDW Specialist program. That stands for our Distinctive Destination Wedding Specialist program. This is a program that we've set up through the Travel Academy so that you do earn credits through the Travel Academy when you take this module program. You would complete the modules, take the exam. Once you've done that, you will have access to a consumer website and an agent extranet website. The consumer website will list you as an agent within the local area of where that bride is looking. So if they put in their zip code, you're going to pop up, so it's lead generating. The agent extranet gives you promos that are not normally available to anybody else in the area, only to our DDW specialists through our preferred suppliers, as well as just networking opportunities, and there are fam trips that we do as well that are just geared towards our DDW specialists. When you look at this homepage, I'm already a specialist, so this page looks a little bit different. When you come into this page from your website, you're going to see two boxes, and one's going to give you more information about the program, and the other one is going to give you a link to go ahead and register for it. As a TravelSavers member, you do get a discount on the registration fee. It's typically $52, and as a TravelSavers member, it's $39 to take the course. Okay, we have our VIP year-long amenities. This is a program that we've just recently put together that are amenities that are year-long, constantly going, they're static. You do want to come back in here. If you print this, you do want to come back in here and check on it periodically because we are adding more suppliers and more amenity programs here. So these are discounts and promos that you can use throughout the year for 2020. We also have our VIP. I don't know why they named it the same thing, our Value Incentive Program. This program here is our flexible group space. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and blocked group space with all of these cruise lines that you see listed here for various dates and various ships. When you click on them, it will give you the information of the sailing date, what the itinerary is, and what the amenity is, and you can book your individual clients into this program and get that amenity for them. Regardless of how you book, whether it's on the website, whether it's over the phone, whether it's through our booking engine, these amenities are available to you. The preferred suppliers all have your IATA number and your phone number for the agency, so they know you were a TravelSavers member. So if you were to just call the cruise line and say, hey, I'm with TravelSavers or I'm with Affluent Traveler, are there any promos? They should be able to pull this up as well. So this is just a good backup to know what's happening before you call in, just to make sure that that information is there for you.
That one would be, but these ones no.
All right. So we are going to go to our sales tools area now. Here's your preferred supplier guides. This is where you're going to find the comprehensive guide of all of our preferred suppliers. We've got a detailed supplier guide, which gives you the profiles of each of the suppliers, their booking instructions, a little bit about each of the suppliers. Also listed in there now, we've added your local rep information, so if you need to contact them, that info is in there. Up here at the top, if you're looking for a particular destination, you can go ahead and filter our preferred suppliers by the destination or by a lifestyle. You can filter it by supplier type. And then once you hit submit, it'll pull it up. So these are the hotels in the area for companies. We've got 2 of them that offer Arizona. So I'm just getting back to the main list here. You do have to hit the clear button in order to bring it back to the main list. So looking at tour operators, you can look at Apple Vacations is new with us as of this year. We just brought them on. So I'm going to show you what one of the profiles looks like. We do have them set up so that they all look similar. So you've got the name of the company here, you've got your contact information here, you've got your web information and your agent websites listed as well. Tells you a little bit about the product. And then you've got your commission structure. Commission structure, where you fall within this tier, is dependent on what your agency's year over year was with that particular supplier for the previous year. So whatever you did in 2019 will determine where you fall within that tier.
It's a transfer. They include transfers.
And you've got your payment information, your sales tips. They've got a lot of information loaded in here, and then your contact info here as well. Go all the way back up to the top here. Go back. All right. So we also have another area where you can actually just print out a list of our preferred suppliers if you wanted to do that, just to keep it at your desk. It is our quick commission guide. And as soon as that pops back up here, we'll go back to the main preferred supplier guide page. And you've got your quick supplier guide here. We've got one for TravelSavers, and then we've also got one for our Affluent Traveler. You can also print out the year-long amenities and keep those at your desk as well if you wanted to do that. We've got our car rental summary chart. So with our car rentals, currently all bookings are done either over the website through a GDS or on the phone with car rentals. We don't have a specific booking engine for that yet. Eventually, car rental bookings will be available through TripExpress, but at this point it has not been integrated with that system. So this is going to be the best way for you to be able to make your bookings. When you are making your bookings, especially for leisure rates, you want to make sure that either in the promo code area or when you're calling them, you're telling them that you have these codes here with those codes. That will ensure that you get that higher commission that's here. And this is printable as well.
Could have used that when I rented a cruise. Could have rented it for myself and made commission.
All right, and then we have our booking engines. So we have our EasyTick booking engine, and this is just a quick way for you to be able to book air if you wanted to. We have many agencies that do not have a GDS, so they use this as their mode for air bookings. It's pretty simple. It's just to fill in the format program. I don't do a whole lot of training on this particular one, but if you do want a step-by-step training, I can have one of the girls from the EasyTick desk give you the call, and they will go through it with you. But it is pretty self-explanatory. As far as TripExpress, this is an itinerary builder that we have created in order for you to be able to book your hotels, your cruises, your tours, your activities, put them all on one itinerary and send them out to your clients in one comprehensive itinerary. So looking at the cruise tab that we have here for you, we're going to just do a quick look at what the website looks like here. We'll go to, let's do Europe. I'm going to go to a cruise lines. Let's push it out a bit just so we make sure there's some availability. And you can either designate it to all cruise lines or you can choose from the list that's in here. Now, one thing that you want to remember is that the cruise lines that are listed in this box are cruise lines that your agency is already registered with or has done business with. We've got that connectivity set up. It is not a comprehensive list of all of our preferred suppliers. For that, you'd want to go back to the list on your agent extranet. You can set it up at all ports, or you can choose your port of call and keep it at all ships, or again, choose the ship that you want. We're going to keep it at 529 sailings. And then you've got the cruise lines. St. Costa is the first one. We've got some Royal Caribbean in here. And they populate as you scroll down. From this page here, you can send a comparison directly to your clients. So if they're not sure which week they want to travel or which cruise line, you can click the compare button. Let's get down to that Royal. And you can send up to 3 different dates to them at a time. Click the compare button here. And this is what your clients are going to get for an email. They're going to get the side-by-side pricing, side-by-side itinerary. And then from the bottom here, you can send it out to them with whatever message you want to put into the email. Over here is where you would modify any of your search criteria. Just make sure you're clicking that view box again. So as you're looking at these, let's look back down at that Royal Caribbean. You see here we've got our flags. Just by resting your cursor on any of the icons, it will give you an explanation of what that flag is. And the Plus program is a program that we have embedded into Cruise Express. So Cruise Express has 2 functions. Number one, it's a booking engine solely for you to be able to come in, to be able to look at all of the cruise lines in one search without having to go to several different websites or make several different phone calls and then compile all that information. It gives it to you all right here. The second function is our Cruise Express Plus program. We have 6 cruise lines that participate in that, which allows you to earn up to 15% commission. Well, not up to it. You earn 15% commission on Royal Caribbean, Azamara, Holland, Celebrity, Carnival, and NCL. And with Princess, you would earn 14% commission if you opt in here and click on this Earn More Commission button. When you do that, it brings up a box that tells you you are earning that 15% commission. then Cruise Express becomes the agency of record. That being said, all we're doing is giving you our credentials so that you can earn that higher commission. We have no stake in this booking whatsoever. It's 110% under your control. And there is a $25 admin fee for each time you opt in for each booking. So you would either click continue or no, I do not wish to earn higher commission. You cannot get off this page without doing one of those two things. Once you've opted in, then you'll see that what was in blue is now in black, so you know you've always opted in. This flag over here are if their cruise line is offering any promotions, you're going to see that little tag by the sale date. If there were several sale dates, maybe just May 30th has a promotion, but the following week it might not, so you won't see that tag there. Also, any of our VIP sale dates that we talked about earlier that have those amenities that you can add for your clients, those are also listed in here, and you'll see a star if it's for that particular sale date. So you'll know by looking in here too where our VIPs lie. All right, from here you can click on the details if you wanted to know a little bit more about the ship itself. We've got a detailed itinerary here for you. You've got your ports of call that are listed on the map that you can zoom in and zoom out. If you want to see what that port looks like, you can take your little Google guy, put them on that port and do a 360-degree turn. If you've got somebody sitting at your desk, that's a nice feature. And then we've got the ship information listed below. You can look at the different categories just by clicking on the category name and see what the different pictures look like here of each of them. So from here, you can either go back to relook at your screen, or you can click to the top and we'll select the sailing. This is the area where you would choose your categories and your pricing. Currently, this page is under construction, as they say. But you can just give us a call and we can work with you on how to create a group request. You can earn that higher commission through a group request, but it does need to be done over the phone with the Cruise Express credentials. And then there's a form that needs to be filled out, so I can walk you through that when you're ready to do that. We've got our rate codes listed here. One thing to keep in mind when you are in the Cruise Express booking engine, you are live in each of the cruise lines' availability and pricing. We don't cache anything. So what you see for rate codes and availability is not any different than if you went on their website or if you were on the phone with them. Lowest available fare here, we'll pull the lowest available of all of these fares that you see here. If you have somebody that specifically wants the Savings Plus, then you would choose the Savings Plus. Otherwise, if they're just looking for the best price for this particular cruise date, keep it at lowest available. You need to modify your passenger information here. If they happen to be seniors, you want to make sure that you're changing it to seniors. And then you want to make sure that you're modifying the air sitting here, simply because it will auto-populate your agency's information. Okay, so then we're going to hit the update button. For any changes that you make in this box, you want to make sure you're updating. And there is one other area that I wanted to show you too as an option. Some agencies prefer to get the grid view and just to be able to see all the pricing in one screenshot. So you can do that. You're going to click grid view here, and then you're going to click that update button again. And that's going to take all of this information. Well, let's try that one more time. See if this works. There we go. And it's going to put it on a grid for you so you can just get one good picture of what's available here. You've got your categories here, you've got your rates listed across here, and anything that's in a green select box is available. So you know right off the bat what you've got to work with. I'm going to go back to the category view. All right, and then now we're back over to our category view. We know we've got the 2 seniors. We've made these changes here. We're ready to look at the correct pricing that's listed over here, and we've got categories segmented out. Go to an outside cabin. From looking here, you've got your cabin description and then the different decks that it's located on. You can click on the deck name. This is not interactive. It just gives you an idea of where what deck the cabins are located on. The 30% non-refundable deposit is the least expensive pricing for this ultra spacious ocean view category for this sale date. So that's the pricing that you're getting. It tells you the amenities. You've got your status, which is available. If it was waitlisted, there would be a checkbox there, and you can actually check that box to waitlist it, but then you do need to find a category that's available and book them in an available category that they will be happy in if the waitlist doesn't clear. And you've got your per diem, your per person price per day, the total for your first and second passenger. If we had added a third or a fourth passenger here, then you would see pricing here as well for that. You've got your pricing information box, which is probably your most important box on this page because that's going to give you a complete breakdown of the cruise fare. Again, if you had a third or fourth person, you'd have their column here. Gives you your total amount due, your due date, your commission, which is already reflective of that $25 booking fee. So that's what your check will be for. So the checks do come from Cruise Express because they are now the agency of record once you opted in. So they are paid on the first and the middle of the month. So depending on where the check comes into Cruise Express will depend on when it goes out to you. It's usually anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. And then you've got your deposit amount and your final due date and your fare description. All right, we also have, if you wanted to pull up the rate code there and get a description of the rate, you could do that there. And we have a price change feature, which isn't necessarily available for every sailing. If it is available, it would ask you for your email address here and then shoot you an email if the rate drops so that you can let your clients know and get them booked. From here, we're going to go ahead and select our category. This box will always pop up. It's just the disclaimer that the passenger type you put in is accurate. And then we get our deck view here for you. I'm going to actually look and see. I want to get a better deck view for you. Do that. There we go. All right, so at the very top, you've got your available upgrades here. So when you're talking to somebody, you could tell them for $2 a day per person, you can upgrade them to a balcony from the outside, $23 per person per day. You can upgrade them to a junior suite. You just click select and it will change your cabin options down here. This is where you're going to find your cabin numbers, what deck they're located on, and then the bedding type. And then you can find that particular cabin on this deck here. So because this very first cabin listed here is on deck 6, you're looking at deck 6. If you wanted to see where 7200 was located, you could click deck 7 and that will change the deck plan for you for deck 8. So we've got 2 ways that you can add this to your itinerary. You can either actually book it and hold the space now, which would require names, addresses, phone numbers, all that fun stuff. Or you can just add it to your trip. By adding it to your trip, that's simply putting a quote onto the itinerary for you to be able to email out to your clients. So this is what your trip looks like, or your itinerary. You've got a number there. You've got your item view, which is what you're looking at here. An item view is basically just an overview of what you've just put onto your itinerary. You've got your invoice view, which is your accounting view. And this is where you're going to find where your payments are due, your deposit due date, your total amount that's due, and the final payment due date. If you wanted to, if you had booked it and you wanted to make a payment now, you could do that. And then you could decide whether you wanted to pay it in full or just pay the deposit. You can also add your traveler information here. You're not booking it, you're simply adding traveler information. Until you actually book it, you will always see the saved not booked on every screen that you're on. You'll also see it there. When we go to client view, you'll see it there. If you wanted to add insurance to your cruise booking, or you want to add or modify services, meaning gratuities, birthdays, anniversaries, pre or post packages, you would click that here. Air currently needs to be done over the phone with the cruise line. As you know, it's a completely separate department. Right now we're in the reservation area. So you need to call in to add that air. And that's where that area within the categories where we had you change the client's actual city where they were flying out of comes in, where it's important to have that accurate. So if you wanted to add the insurance, it's always declined until you come in here and accept it.
I think someone asked me about it yesterday, but oh, I heard that like if you book with it.
And this is the cruise lines insurance, the cruise lines pre and post, cruise lines prepaid gratuities.
It was just like, yeah, like we're
There.
I've been waiting for this for a while.
You'll see where the gratuities are right here.
These perks would help me.
I said like we're part of a consortia. We can sometimes get like additional
Okay.
work credits. Like that.
So from here, let's say we want to go ahead and add on a hotel. We want to do a pre-hotel to this booking.
Okay.
So we're going to either come here where you can add an item. We have two different ways where you can add the item. You can add the live booking item. You can actually book the hotel, tour, activities, or transfers, or you can bring information in passively. So if you have done air, but you've done it through the airline directly, either on their website, over the phone, through EasyTix, and you wanted to go ahead and put this on the itinerary, you can do that here. It will take that passive information and put it on there just for informational purposes only. Same with any of the other functions that you see here. If you did a rail pass or restaurant reservations, price item is sometimes used for service fees, so you can add that into it as well.
You can add restaurant.
Up here, this is your itinerary that you are currently in. It tells you that currently we have one component on our itinerary, which is this cruise. So we can add the hotel here, or we can add the hotel here. It doesn't matter which one you click on. So you can see the dates populated in for the hotel. I just want to see, did not look at where we're departing from. So when I start to type in Copenhagen, then it brings up several options in the area, or gives you options to choose from depending on where you're looking to book that. It does have the one room. You can book up to 5 rooms on an itinerary. You can change your adults or your children, and then it assumes 5:30 because that's the date of the cruise, so we're going to change that to 5:29.
Get a commission on it.
Yeah. Rental cars.
Rental cars. I mean, that would have been.
When you look at our hotel
Here and get a commission.
area, there's several different ways that it functions. Number one, we have all of our preferred suppliers, our preferred hotels listed in this booking engine for you. These are anything you see with a heart on the flag here will indicate that that's a preferred hotel. That's a hotel that we've negotiated preferred rates for our TravelSavers members. The net rates are rates that with hotels that we have contracts with that you can earn anywhere from 0 to 20% commission on and add anywhere from $0 to $25 service fee.
Yeah.
It's all in one charge, so it's not broken out for your clients when they get that statement on their credit card.
$100 for a hotel and for
Also, with the net rates, you can actually make a booking and not have to put a payment on it until the due date that is populated on the invoice screen. And we'll look at that in a moment. This icon here indicates that the hotel itself may have some package pricing available, meaning if you were to book a transfer or an activity, it may qualify for a package rate.
Wow.
Here, let's be here.
The rates are off.
These are affluent hotels. Most of the affluent travel hotels do have to be booked either direct through their website or over the phone, but we do have them loaded in here for informational purposes so that you would know what the amenities are, and the availability for them. And then you could call the hotel, make sure you add those amenities and get that booked. So we'll look at the grand.
Is that really the cost?
Once you click on View Hotel, you're going to see a more robust description of the hotel itself. A few more pictures to choose from. If you needed to modify the check-in, check-out dates, you could do that. Tells you here that you're looking at net rates. If they were preferred rates as well, you would see a box that would have preferred rates listed here. It would say TravelSavers rates. The TravelSavers rates, because they are negotiated preferred rates that we have with our hotels, they do require a credit card at the time of booking for guarantee. The net rates do not, unless it's a non-refundable rate. If it was non-refundable, there'd be an icon, a red icon with a circle through it here that would say non-refundable. It would say non-refundable here, and you would, when you open this up, it would also tell you that it's a non-refundable rate.
If that's online, just separate website.
Looking at this, you will see when you pull down your net rate that you'll notice it says 15% commissionable, but it's adjustable. What we have done is we have defaulted all of the rates with a commission embedded in it. So this, you'll see that this $840, I will earn 15% commission on that. However, once I add it to my itinerary, I can go in and modify that either up or down. We did that because when we had it defaulted to 0% commission here, our agencies were forgetting to adjust it and then not making anything on the booking. So we wanted to make sure that didn't continue to happen.
It's not a net rate, right?
No.
The net rate
So we
is
have
688.
one room that we're interested in booking for this double executive.
It's wrapped.
So we're going to change that to a 1, and then I'm going to add that to my trip.
But it's adjustable, so you can take it off there. Yeah, that's still weird.
Okay, so it's
All
included.
right, and then you can see that pops it onto the itinerary in chronological order. Doesn't matter what order you book your components, it will always come in the correct timeline. Again, you've got your recap screen here. When you go to invoice view, this is where you'll make those adjustments. So you can, as you click through the commission adjustment up, it changes your total and your commission. And as you add your agency fee, that as well. When you book the net rates, those are booked through Trip Express. Again, they are the agency of record, which means then when it comes to commission tracking, Trip Express will take care of that for you. If there's any issues with the hotel, you can reach out to Trip Express. Their contact information is right down here at the bottom for you. And they will assist you as well. Anytime you do reach out to Trip Express or Cruise Express or any of our other departments, please make sure you're CCing me on it as well so that I can help with the follow-up if I need to. Or it may be something that I can answer for you as well before they have time to get back to you.
I have a quick question on Sarah
Yeah.
Jane.
Absolutely.
With the net rates there, and I was noticing the little icon that said Beds Online to the left. Does that mean if a client went on bedsonline.com on their own, they would see that net rate, so that $840 less the 15%?
No, because these are negotiated net rates that we have with Beds Online.
Gotcha. So is there any way to compare or see what would clients see to get this total? You know how you're saying it's adjustable, but how would we ensure we're getting that total to the client within an appropriate range of what they might find directly online themselves?
Well, I guess if somebody calls and says, hey, well, I saw this for $200 or I saw it for less, which they shouldn't, because this is a net rate, right? Then you could come in and adjust it to whatever they saw. Beds Online is also a preferred supplier with us, so you could go to Beds Online directly and compare it yourself as well. Yeah.
And obviously the Hotel Direct website we could compare, but I was just curious because we want to make sure we're not price gouging our clients, so.
Oh, great, exactly, absolutely. That's why we give you that flexibility to be able to change that here.
If you look on booking.com for like a hotel, we've had it going out for like a store.
Okay, you can also add your traveler information here if you haven't done that yet. Gives you a list of your cancel policies, your advisories. I always recommend that you look very closely at these. This is where you're going to find resort fees, additional taxes and fees that the hotel may not have included in the rate. All right. So from here, once we have your itinerary set, perhaps you want to go ahead and send this off to your clients. You're going to click Client View. We're going to wait for that to pull up. And this is the itinerary that they're going to see once we create their unique customized link and you send it off to them. There are ways to modify this if it's just so that you can get it down a little bit if you wanted to. First of all, let's start from the very top. If this picture is not a picture that you want to send to them, you can go to Options. You can click on Add or Edit Image. We've got several stock images in here for you. We've also got the option at the bottom for you to upload from Flickr, upload your own images you might have stored on your computer. I personally like the suitcases there. If you don't want that to be the header for your itinerary, you can change that to personalize it a little more. Johnson Family Cruise, Happy Anniversary, whatever you want to put in there, that's free flow. Same with that box there.
With ads.
You can edit your profiles here if you wanted to do that. So for what they're seeing when they pull up your itinerary,
Cruise we don't have on our website.
you can add or change your image as well. So if you wanted to put your picture up there, you can change the logo for the agency.
Talk about Mediterranean sometime.
Or add a logo if you wanted to do that. These itineraries can also be posted to social media, so Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. We do have agencies that will create itineraries in a passive way. They'll just create an itinerary and post it onto Facebook and use it as a marketing tool. So you've got your day-by-day itinerary. You can toggle between days over here, or you can scroll up and down. Within each day, we've got our options box, so you could change that image if you wanted to. It knows it's a hotel, so it's only going to give you images that pertain to hotel bookings. You can add any information you want here. This is a free flow box for you to be able to put in your comments. Clients are going to get that interactive map here to be able to scroll in and out. Again, you can see it's still saved, not booked. So you'll know that all the way through. You can add traveler information here. Again, that's another spot for you to be able to put that in if you wanted to.
It's much more user-friendly.
And then we've got our day-by-day itinerary. So maybe day 3 is a cruising day. We don't need to have that on there really. We could delete that day off the itinerary and just neaten it up a bit. Once you've got your itinerary set, you've put in all your comments for each day that you wanted to. You can go ahead and publish the itinerary by clicking Publish Itinerary.
That's what I was saying. Maybe that one.
You fill in the information there and click Publish Itinerary. It takes a second, but then what you'll get is this box that will pop up this unique link. You can copy and paste it into an email, or you can click here and it will populate it into the body of the email for you. Once you send that off to your clients, they can then open that up and look at the itinerary. It is a live link, so you only need to send it to them one time. Any changes you make to this itinerary will be reflective on that link, so you could just tell them, great, I'm going to fix that hotel, give me a call, or take a look at your link in an hour, and that's all you need to do. If you had brought your air in passively, if you had filled out that macro that we looked at for adding air passively and had done that, any schedule changes or flight number changes will be automatically updated because that pulls from Sabre. So you won't have to continuously send out emails with that information on there either. It'll be on the link for you. So if we wanted to from here, then we're gonna, the last thing that I want to show you is how to retrieve your itinerary. So we're gonna go home. Hopefully we're gonna go home.
You can do it as a PDF too.
All right, so you can see here that I'm still in my itinerary. I've got 2 components and I'm on my current trip. So somebody new calls in, I want to create a new trip so that now I'm flipping that page and I have a fresh sheet to start from. If I want to retrieve that itinerary I was in, I'm going to go to Options and then go to My Trips. Now, each agent will get a list of only their trips. That's all you'll be able to see are the itineraries that you have booked. Monica, you will have access to everybody's, unless you want, and we can designate somebody else if you want to be able to see that information.
Like Julia.
Once you're here under My Trips, you really just need to click the search button, and it'll pull up the full list of all of your suppliers, your itineraries. Sorry, that's going to take a minute because it's not only pulling up mine, it's pulling up every training that anybody's done, so it does take a minute to pull.
Do we pay a fee to use? Does our agency pay a fee to use TravelSavers?
I think so, but that's how we have access to all these different companies, so.
Right.
It might not pull them. Somebody else might be pulling right now.
Somebody's random.
That's how we can book Seabourn.
Seabourn,
That's
okay.
how we can book, if we have randomly 40 packs that want to go on Royal Caribbean.
So
technically can't book
that's
that.
pretty much most of the information that I wanted to go over with you today. Let's start question and answer session, see what I can do to help you and answer those questions.
Do you have any questions?
Anybody?
Use it for myself.
You can ask it.
I think.
Hello?
Hi. Thank you for the information.
Hi.
Yeah, I think that was good. Can we use it? Okay, so if we were to book like a hotel for ourselves or something like that,
Yep.
not for a client, does that or like how would that work? Can we do that?
Sure. Yeah, you can. I book my own hotels and zero out the commission all the time.
Cool.
Nice.
I just book the net rates, yep. So that makes it a little bit easier too when you're doing that, and you're not dealing with the commission issue. If you also go back to Agent Extranet, one thing I did want to show you was the resources area that I didn't hit on earlier. Click on the Resources and Learning Center. And we do have our TravelSavers Learning Center down here as well, because you had mentioned that this is being recorded. We've also got recordings here for our Trip Express.
Okay.
We did webinars when we first came out with Trip Express, so these are the recordings from that.
Okay. And how do we all get our account set up?
I'm going to do that for you.
Okay.
As soon as I get the list of names and email addresses, then I'm going to create usernames and passwords for everybody. And I'll email that list off to Monica, and then she can send that out, or to Megan, whoever wants it.
Okay, great. Great,
Yeah.
great.
So I will
I
do
have
that.
a
And then
question.
yeah, go ahead.
So let's say, we create an itinerary, whatever, send it to them, they pay us direct over the phone, we process the card. What additional steps need to be done to book it in theory in here without actually processing payment in here?
Right. So if it's a net rate for a hotel, then you can just hit book now and go ahead and book it and put in their names and information. Then it will pop up and tell you, if I could get one to pull, sorry, I don't know why it's not pulling right now. When you're in your invoice itinerary, there is an area where it says book now. You click on that, and then it will give you the area that you need to go to add the credit card to make the payment. Or it gives you a date, and then you can go back in and add it.
Okay, and so do we have to process payment through this portal for certain things, and we regularly process them just in our own office?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking, how would we say this is booked, but not actually process a card?
When you're putting it on the itinerary, you have the option of book now or add to trip. If you click book now, you're booking it and you're going to get a confirmation number.
Okay, great, but it won't force us to put in a credit card at that time?
It won't force you
necessarily?
to put in a credit card if it's the net rates for the hotels, correct? Or for
And
the
how about-
cruise lines. If a deposit isn't due until 6 months from when you make the booking, then it's not going to force you to do a credit card. If it's a non-refundable rate, or it's a hotel that requires a guarantee from our preferred supplier list, then it'll prompt you to put in a credit card.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Any other questions on that end, guys?
Good. Oh.
I didn't want to get in there and mess with it some too. I'm sure.
Exactly.
I thought of something.
Well, that's what I'm here. Go ahead.
So for some of the perks, especially with the river cruises, to get those perks, do we need to book those cruises on here to use those?
No.
No, okay.
Doesn't matter how you book them. The VIP rates are available to you regardless of how you book it.
Okay, great.
So if we call on
But if you're looking for the,
so if we call on
Sorry,
and
go
say
ahead.
we're a member of the Travel Savers group, they'll know and they'll add that to the person's booking.
exactly.
Or, now, I
yeah,
actually did try that recently, because Mo was gone and I didn't have your information. I was trying to figure out how to use Travel Savers. And I asked one of the companies about it and they said, if there's any perks through Travel Savers, you need to find out from them. I can't help you. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when are they traveling?
I don't even remember who this was for anymore at this point, but I just,
Okay.
I recall it
They
would,
can-
it would have been a few months down the road at least.
Okay, well, they can be added at any time. It doesn't have to be added at the time of booking. So if you come across that booking,
Okay.
let me know so we can get a hold of them and see if we can't, if there isn't anything available, and if there is, we'll get it added for you.
Okay, great. Sure.
Yeah. So anytime, that's another thing that I really wanted to stress with you guys too, is anytime you have any issues at all with any of our preferred suppliers, if you're not getting an answer that you want or somebody says, well, we can't give you that info, please reach out to me because we have our supplier relations team who's phenomenal and they can get things done that most people can't. So best practice is if you've got an issue with a client or with a preferred supplier, you go to that, your BDM first for that supplier, and if they cannot solve the problem, you come to me. Do not take no for an answer until you've gone through us.
Okay, great. That's great.
Okay? I'm one of your greatest resources for that. Let me tell you, the things that I've seen them do is amazing. So in anything, you know, if you're looking at the website, when you guys go back in and you start looking at their website again, if something's not clicking or working or you're getting this beautiful error that I have here, send me a screenshot so that I can look at it and determine how we need to get that resolved for you.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay?
Awesome.
And if anybody wants any more in-depth one-on-one time with me, also reach out to me. I'm happy to schedule that for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, so that's it in a nutshell, people.
I think that's a wrap. Thank you so much.
That's a wrap. You're very welcome. We'll talk to everybody soon.
Thanks.
And Megan, if you can just get that list over to me when you get a chance, then I'll make sure everybody gets their username and passwords.